trying to open up a little bit.
Okay. You mean open up your body, open up the face?
Those like, if I'm closed like this, I feel like I can just cover the ball.
Okay.
Wrap it.
Okay.
That was a good shot.
Yeah.
I'm so closed. I mean, should I keep doing that?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is, so the ball's pretty far back in your stance, and I'm assuming that you're trying to do that to hit that low ball flight, which is fine. We can still move it a little bit forward in the stance, a little bit towards the middle of the stance, and you know, we just concentrate here on pulling the hands through. That's just going to give us that low ball flight. So. Yeah, so a little thin, but almost kind of picked clean. Okay, so we'll say, what do you think, what would we estimate the distance as right here? Probably 70 yards, 60, 70 yards, 65, 70 yards. Okay, so let's try, I want to try a couple things here with you. So go ahead and take your normal stance. Okay, now I want you to kind of, that front foot, I want you to kind of toe out just a little bit, there you go, about 5 degrees. Okay, and then I really want you to really feel like the weight's on that front foot. Okay, so you're kind of almost leaning forward. Okay, and take a shot from there. Okay, so a little pull, but that's, you know, that's getting flippy, and that toe being open is going to cause your body to rotate a little bit more. Okay, but putting your weight on that front foot is kind of counteracting that. So cock it out just a little bit more, that front foot. There you go. How's that feel? Does that feel really uncomfortable, or?
Doesn't feel too bad.
Okay.
I mean,
so I'd say.
It feels like I can't. I'm just staying right there, which is probably what I want to do.
Okay.
Just wait right there.
Yeah. So anytime that we feel like we need to make a bigger swing, you can tuck that toe back in, and you can take a little bit wider stance. But I want you to feel like you're about 75-25 weight distribution. Okay? It's okay.
I think that... I don't know what that was.
It's okay. Okay, give me a couple more like that.
Full fin?
Yep. Okay, so and you're kind of on a downhill slope. So I'd say put a little less pressure on your front foot, so it doesn't make you feel like you're going to fall over. I still want you to feel like your base is square. Okay, but your weight, does that make sense?
Side. Yeah. Still a little flippy.
Yeah.
Just gotta hold it off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so back in the stance just a little bit. There you go. This is a little thin, but I mean, get some pretty good spin out of that. I mean, it took one hop and stopped. So, okay, so if I were to ask you right now, what's your target? What would you say it is?
I'm going for the white flag.
White flag. Okay. So let me ask you this: typically, when you're hitting shots from this distance, do you just pick the flag that you're going at, or do you pick a landing area?
Yeah, I probably just go for the flag.
Go for the flag?
Land it there and just have it stop.
Okay.
But out here, you know, I'd like to hit it a little bit beforehand, have it check out.
Okay.
But
So on this, we know we're going to this flag, so let's start picking a landing area where we want to land the ball. So let's say for this, because we know it's going to run a little bit, that first ball that's on the green, just to the right of the flag. See which one I'm talking about? Let's pick that in there, like a, you know, the size of a hula hoop probably area, and try to land the ball in there. Yeah, pretty much right there. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think felt like the difference between that and then just going for the flag?
Something to focus on.
Right?
Yeah.
It's more methodical. It's more, hey, I'm picking my landing spot. I know if I hit anywhere around this landing spot, I'm gonna, you know, I'm not concentrating on making it here. I'm just concentrating trying to put it close. Okay, so a little long, a little thin.
Flight, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one was a little higher. I like to drive it in.
Okay, so right now I want to talk about something that we haven't talked about since we've started this, but that we're going to start doing with this shot, because I think this is going to transfer all the way out to every single other shot. So how do you check your alignment here?
I don't know. It's more like a feel thing.
Okay. So it's just where you feel like you're aiming?
It's pretty much like aim the clip face. And then do whatever I have to do to square it up.
Okay. So what's a typical pre-shot routine for you?
For these shots?
Yeah.
I'll see what I'm going at.
Okay.
And then see where I guess see the flag. Do I want to land it left and have it roll down? Do I want to land it right? It's just
This is different every time, or you do it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different.
Okay.
I think it's different every time.
So let me show you. I'm going to demonstrate what my pre-shot routine looks like. And I'm not saying your pre-shot routine needs to be what my pre-shot routine is, but I want you to make your own pre-shot routine. Okay. And I want you can use some of what I'm doing, you can use none of what I'm doing, but I want you to think about just the idea of what I'm talking about here, and I want you to pick something for yourself. So typically what I do is I come and I get directly behind the ball, and I put the ball in between myself and what my target is, and I kind of feel like this is what my line is, this is where I want to be. I pick my landing spot, and then I'll just turn this way, and I'll take a couple practice swings. You know, if I were to show you, I'd take a couple practice swings towards the target. Some people like to stay facing it and do your practice swings here, but I like to do it, you know, right here so I can feel what I'm going to feel towards the target, if that makes sense, okay? And so I'd kind of come in here, I'd do my practice swings, come out to the side, and I'd really pick I put my club down where I line it up, pick my alignment, and now I feel like I'm lined up with the target. And then from here, it's just a simple go. But that's how I get my, you know, because we can't put alignment sticks down in between every shot. So we got to find a way that gets us our best alignment. And so I think getting back here and seeing it from a distance is something that you should consider doing. Now, I will say this too. So when we come out here to hit and to practice, we need to use our pre-shot routine before every single shot. And it seems tedious and it seems, you know, maybe stupid a little bit, but
That's what we're going to be doing.
that's what we're going to be doing. And that's the whole point of practicing, is to figure out what we're going to do out on the course. So this is something you can toy with for a little bit and figure out what you like, and it's not something you got to, what's that?
What works best?
What works best for you, exactly.
I mean, I know when I'm playing competitively, I
Right.
pick something out right in front of the ball. Should I be doing that?
Yeah, you can. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, that's something that's used a whole lot in putting. That's something that, a lot of people use. So what you're saying is you're talking about picking like a
Yeah,
midpoint.
it just but then again, when you're getting in closer, I mean, do you want it to be more of a feel thing or more of a mechanical thing?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think we have to have feel and we have to be mechanical, but I think figuring out proper alignment, if we're off target right here, and with your driver being off target 5 or 10 yards either direction, still puts you in the fairway.
Right, but here,
Being off target 10 yards here puts you off the green.
yeah.
So, alignment's key really on these shots. It's all right. So what's that feel like whenever you're hitting kind of the chunky shots?
I think it's weight moving back.
Okay.
Even though I had my weight more in my front, it's like as soon as I
Started to go down, you kind of shifted. Yep. Okay. So we're really trying to nip that ball, trying to hit the ball and the grass almost at the same exact time. And then our divot in front of the ball. Yeah, a little thin, but I mean, still had a lot of spin on it.
yeah.
Leaving yourself about 15 feet for your birdie right there.
So that's still the clip.
Yep.
Missed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that was a quality. So that was just simple distance control. You're just a hair short, but typically in this area, that would have run up on the green. I mean it's really wet right now, but typically in this area that would have kicked up on the green and rolled right up next to the pin.
Where I just hit that ball is pretty much where I'd like to land it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hit with spin, but because it's not gonna spin back,
Right.
just release.
Right. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take 4 shots here. I want you to do your pre-shot routine every time.
Okay.
I want you to hit your shots, and then we'll talk about the 4 afterwards. So we won't discuss them until the end. Okay, so what do you think?
Last one was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't quite what I was looking for, but I think I hit an okay shot.
Yeah.
Just a little long, and that can be, these shots feel like I'll choke up a little bit, shorten the swing, and that's all the feel part of it.
Right.
As long as I had that pre-shot, felt like I was a little bit more focused.
Right. Okay. Good. Let's hit a couple more, and then we'll move over to some mid irons. So very nice contact on that one. Just a little too.
A little pulled.
Yeah, a little bit. And I think the reason why it went a little far was because you made really good contact and it was on the center of the face, which is, something we're learning.
Well, it's just going to take all that practice.
Yeah.
I mean, if I went a little long there, maybe shorten up the...
Yeah, maybe just shorten up the backswing.
Yeah.
Tempo is really important here. We've been talking about tempo for a couple weeks now, but
Back.
tempo is very, very important here. Okay.
I think I got a little too short on that.
Yeah. I think maybe we choked up a little bit too much on that.
And just probably got quick.
Yeah.
I wasn't really focused. I didn't do my pre-shot.
Kind of a finesse, yeah. Yep. Okay, so hit me one more. Really concentrate on this. Give me good focus, good pre-shot. Really nice, even with a little slip in the back in the downswing. Okay, so let's wrap that up and